All right, Landon. Welcome into the Health and Science Report. I'm Maya Blanks. Let's get right into it. Are you looking to work less? Well, Senator Bernie Sanders has introduced a 32-hour workweek bill in the U.S. with no loss of pay. Sanders says the bill to establish a 4-day workweek is not a radical idea and would lead to a better quality of life for millions of Americans. Check it out.
One of the issues that we have got to talk about is stress in this country. The fact that so many people are going to work exhausted, physically and mentally. And the fact that we have not changed the Fair Labor Standards Act. This was in 1940.
Sanders is joined on the 32-Hour Workweek Act in the Senate bill by California Senator LaFonza Butler and in the House of Representatives by California Representative Mark Takano. All right, Peyton. Welcome in. I'm Maya Blanks, looking into your health headlines. The Food and Drug Administration has expanded its investigation into tainted cinnamon products. Agency experts now say lead contamination extends beyond the cinnamon applesauce pouches that were recalled in October. The FDA announced Wednesday its expanded testing has identified several brands of ground cinnamon containing elevated levels of lead. Thanks for that, Peyton. A new, healthier era in food packaging has begun. The Food and Drug Administration says certain types of forever chemicals will no longer be used in U.S. food packaging. The FDA announced yesterday that materials like fast food wrappers, microwave bags, and pizza boxes were a major source of exposure to certain types of PFAS. The hormone-distributing chemical has been linked to a variety of health effects, including certain types of cancers. In 2011, the chemical stopped being sold in the U.S. due to safety concerns. The FDA estimates it could take another 18 months after the products containing the substances are phased out. So far, 12 states have moved to ban and phase out the PFAS in food packaging. In honor of April being Sexual Violence Awareness Month, One Is Too Many hosted their annual banner-making event, inviting all organizations to come together to stop sexual violence.
Wednesday, OSU organizations filled the Starlight Terrace with creativity. Whilst mixing their colors and deciding on a design, Claire, the director of One Is Too Many, was happy to see 28 organizations come to support the cause.
We know that a lot of sexual assaults are not reported for a number of reasons, but one of those reasons is that they're afraid that they're not going to be believed or taken seriously or accused of false reporting and things like that. We tell people that we believe them and we don't need to know all the facts to know that something happened to them.
Groups like the Red Pantry, an organization dedicated to fighting period poverty, let their banner speak for itself.
We think this event is super important. Here on campus, I personally know a ton of girls and people who this applies to, whether it's something they've experienced in college or outside of it. It's something that's super crucial for us to raise awareness about and make people feel comfortable that they can share their stories and just know they're not alone.
Across the room was the American Sign Language Club, who had decided to speak out on sexual violence, but in a different way.
Our poster has no means no in all languages on it, with no in ASL at the top and no in other languages around it, to just emphasize that English isn't the only way that no can be translated into.
As groups finished up, they took their pictures, eager to see them hung up soon. One Is Too Many is hosting more events for Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Keep in touch with One Is Too Many by visiting their website or following their Instagram at OKState One Is Too Many. Stay tuned for more updates around Stillwater and more. Maya Blanks, Ocali TV.
From reading to dogs to reading to snakes, here at Stillwater Public Library is a new venture for residents of all ages. Hosted by graduates of the OSU Department of Integrated Biology, it's filled with stations built for fun and learning.
As the doors opened, parents were met by smiling graduate students and children who were eager to embrace their hands-on learning. Around the corner was a quiet room for reading to reptiles, a new spin on the library's Read to a Dog program. Children were left with a variety of books and animals to choose from, encouraging them to enjoy reading whilst tapping into their imagination. OSU graduate and snake lover Neil Balshin expressed the purpose of their partnership.
The whole purpose of today's event is just to get kids out and about and spending some time with reptiles and amphibians. So we want kids to get to meet some reptiles, we want them to learn a little bit about them, and just kind of get the impression that they're not these scary things that need to be vilified and feared.
Neil has been studying snakes since his undergrad years and is now at OSU with no intentions of changing his passion.
This is a reticulated python. She's about 12 or 13 feet, and she just makes a really good animal to show off and kind of teach people about snakes, and big snakes especially.
With over 100 more attendees than expected, both hosts are hopeful for what's in store for the reptiles at the library and more events to come. Join Stillwater Public Library on February 24th for their annual drive-through shred and follow them by visiting stillwaterok.gov. Stay tuned for more Stillwater updates. Maya Blanks, Ocali TV. Friday night, Oklahoma State's wrestling team opened the season with their first duel against Bucknell at Gallagher-Iba Arena, running away with a dominant 38-6 victory. Winning 9 of 8 matches and gaining bonus points from teammates Dustin Plott, Troy Spratley, and more, the Cowboys started the season strong with a jaw-dropping 23 takedowns and 6 escapes. Clean slate win from 165-pound senior Isaac Oleshnik, excitement sparked on OSU's bench, planning what's to come for a secure win. After the match, associate head coach Coleman Scott said getting out early on Bucknell was key to controlling the team's performance.
Absolutely. I think they did some work, and we've got a bunch of great humans first off and great individuals, and it shows each and every day just with their work ethic.
Head coach John Smith's confidence in the team's ability and dedication is evident, setting high expectations for the season ahead. Ending with a nail-biting match between heavyweights Connor Doucette and Dorian Crosby, the Cowboys secured their win for their start of the season. The match was a promising start for OSU's wrestling team. Next for the Cowboys is Cliff Keen Invitational in Las Vegas. Maya Blanks, Ocali TV. Yesterday, the Student Union Activities Board held their famous Pack-A-Critter Adopt a Puppy edition. Held at a new time for the ease of students, over an hour before the event was a line outside the Student Union Ballroom. Schwab's Build-A-Bear-esque Pack-A-Critter is one of their most popular events. Third-year double major and spirit director McKenna Blair spoke on the positive outlook in store for Schwab.
Pack-A-Critter is just an event that we pretty much give out free stuffed animals. Most of the time we have an option of 3 to 4 animals. Each event we try to get a little bit more than the last just to provide to the students on campus. My favorite animal is probably the bulldog. I couldn't decide between the German Shepherd or the bulldog, but my heart's set on the bulldog.
While some were reuniting with old friends, for students like Alyssa Nelson, it was her first time out.
It's encouraged me to interact with other students and to get a better feel. Sometimes with having my son, it's harder to get involved with other kids. So getting to go to these events has made me feel a lot more welcome at the school.
As the event died down, the Schwab members were able to adopt a puppy of their own while students were ready to take theirs home. Join Schwab and Schwabby on February 26th for the Soda Pop Shop Trivia and follow their social media at Schwab OK State. Stay tuned for what's happening in Stillwater and more. Maya Blanks, Ocali TV.